Good day guys, this is Practiphile and today we're gonna take a look at the Creative Sound Blaster G8. I want to thank Creative for sending this over for a review. I'm not in any way influenced by them. They told me to give my honest take on this one here. It's a DAC amp. It's their latest, or should I say it's their latest gaming DAC amp. Of course, for gaming purposes, and it's marketed as high-res audio, but we'll take a look at this one here. But before that, well, I have to be honest, I don't really play games recently. I mean, I'm a gamer, but recently I'm not really playing a lot of PC games. I'm into mobile games recently. In my channel, I usually review dongles, DACs, and IMs, audio in general. So this still fits the stuff that I review in the channel. But yeah, I may not be able to test this extensively when it comes to connectivity and gaming and stuff like that, but I may be able to give you an idea on how it sounds for audiophiles or for people who would use this maybe for gaming and music consumption as well. That's just a little disclaimer there. My review might not fully cover everything about the product, but I will try my best to cover what it has to offer sound wise, and I'll try my best to explain to you guys what the G8 can do. So I measure stuff, I measure IEMs, and in measuring IEMs you need a mic and a source. And usually I use my old Sound Blaster X5. It's an old one. It's an old sound card. I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but it's an old sound card, this one here. It's the X5 Go Pro or something like that. But yeah, I use this because it's powerful enough and it has a clean output on its mic, and it's pretty linear, and I trust the brand. So I was really excited when Creative contacted me for this one because I thought I might have another device to measure sets and stuff like that. So I tried it extensively, and yeah, these are my thoughts about the G8. Maybe a few years back they released the G6, and I think Amir from Audio Science Review measured it, and I think it's pretty well received in the community because it's measuring really well. It's very linear, and it's using the Cirrus Logic 4313 DAC chip if I'm not wrong. In this case here, I'm not sure if they disclose the DAC chip that they're using, but it does have an amp as well. So moving on to the specs on this one here has a dual USB audio input, and it's high res because of course it supports 32-bit 384 kilohertz of playback. So I think this is too much because, like, even for Apple, this is an overkill, and there's a lot of talk about this topic if you can really hear the difference, but at least it shows in this product that this supports this kind of playback. It also has Creative's proprietary X-Amp dedicated amp. It has scout mode, and it has their Sound Blaster acoustic engine and their SBX. This has a lot of connectivity in here. So you have here the controls. This is for the mixing, and this one here is for the volume. Mixing on the voice and the game, because you can connect this one here in the USB 2 for the voice if you're using a mic, or if you're in a game. The buttons are actually they're fine, they're not finicky or something. They have good tactile feeling to it. The volume knob also feels great. They feel sturdy, not finicky or something. It's pretty well built, actually. I like the design. It's very minimalistic. You see here at the back that you have a lot of connectivity options. You have the HDMI ARC. You have USB 1 for the power, USB 2 for the voice. You have optical in. You choose. It's either, because you can connect to optical, out or in, and you change this switch here. You have low gain and high gain, line out and line in for the analog. So just a lot of options here. And moving on to the app itself, most of the settings here you can actually change in the app on Windows that you need to download. So in the app you have a bunch of options there. You have the acoustic engine, you can change the surround, you can adjust the surround, the crystallizer for, I think it's for the voice. You have the bass there that you can adjust, the smart volume, the dialogue, that's for the acoustic engine. You have the equalizer also. It's how many bands? 1, 2, I think 10 bands. It's not parametric EQ, but I think, like, if you know how to EQ. You also have there again the crystal voice when you're doing gaming. You have the direct mode, wherein like it cancels every settings that you have. It's just the pure sound of the DAC. It turns off any settings that you put in if you're in the direct mode. You have scout mode here. I think this is for gaming. I haven't really tested it myself. And you have the mixer here for everything that's that you are connecting it. Now when you turn this on here, when you connect it, when you press the mode here, it toggles the direct mode and it turns the light to green and you turn it off. And when you turn it off, you can apply all the settings that you want in there. You can also move into the SBX mode. There's a little bit of change there. There's a little bit of coloration on the sound. And when the blue one is like scout mode, I think this is for gaming. So again, it's pretty good. It's pretty convenient to use. Really simple device, and really simple, but at the same time really versatile in terms of connectivity. I did try to connect it on my DAC. So I attached the USB one to my laptop for the power. Of course, I can listen to the songs in there. So since most of my files are in my DAC, for example, I'm watching YouTube or something, I can use my DAC and connect it to the line out or line in, and I can play my music and have the controls here in the mixer here, whichever I want, you know, like which volume is louder. Is it the one I'm watching or the music in the background in my DAC? So it's possible. I usually listen to earphones or sometimes headphones, and I can plug them in. Now I can listen to my music while watching something or maybe playing something. So it's definitely possible. But I went further. So they said it's dual channel. Well, let me try to use it with my phone. And so I tried attaching my phone to the USB 2, and I played Mobile Legends, and it did connect the music, or it did connect the sound of the game as well in here, but I think it's together with my DAC. So the music in the game and the music in my DAC, since they are in the same channel, basically I was able to get all audios from different sources, from the phone, from my DAC, and from the PC, which is like, I thought it's gonna have a bug or something. I thought it wouldn't be able to do it, but it did. All three sources, it was able to connect. So I'm pretty sure you're able to experiment with a lot of stuff in this DAC amp, but just letting you know that you can attach your DAC in here or any music device. You can use this perfectly fine, no problems or whatsoever. So yeah, those are the findings that I've got, and I think that the app is a little bit buggy. Sometimes it disconnects or it closes. Just make sure you download the updated firmware. Let's move on to the sound. So in here, I tested it extensively, and I think that the Sound Blaster G8 sounds pretty neutral. Now, neutral in a way that it's hard to say, because I was using, I'm not sure if you're familiar, I was using DaVinci. Do you know DaVinci X Giz Audio? This is a pretty bassy IM. And when I attach it to the G8, it feels like it sounded not really neutral, but it felt like the bass was not so upfront. It felt like the sub bass was lacking a little bit. Now, when I do RU, so the Room EQ Wizard, and when I calibrate new sources and microphones, I'm able to see how it graphs linearly, if it's linear or something. I did see that there is a little bit of cut around maybe starting 30 hertz. And then it just drops. And when I tried measuring an IM, I think I measured a Fine Clean, and when I measured it, I did see there was a little bit of cut in the sub bass. For some reason, I actually felt that, or when I listened to the Sound Blaster G8, I did feel that there's not enough sub bass. I mean, there's bass, but it's not as complete as compared to when I listened to my Shanling M3X or another DAC for that matter, or a dongle. It didn't sound complete. However, it does sound really, really clean. I didn't hear any peaks in the treble. I didn't feel that the treble was boosted, but because of that cut in the sub bass, it makes the mids a little bit forward sounding, so vocals pop out more. So that's why I can't really say that it's a true neutral source, because again, if they intended to have a little bit of sub bass in the recording, then a DAC should be able to produce that kind of sound. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe a lot of testings would be needed, but I do think that there's a little bit of cut in the sub bass for the Sound Blaster. So I'm not sure if it's a con or a pro for you, and that's what's making this sound a little bit neutral. Well, if there's a cut, there's a little bit of coloration there. A reduction in the frequency is still, considered a coloration. But yeah, I'm not saying that it's bad sounding. It's actually very clean. It's just that it may I mean, if you have a bassy headphone or a bassy earphone, it may not have that impact. You know, you may not get that rumble from the sub bass, but overall the bass is fine. It's really clean sounding. Again, the mids are pretty transparent. Sound-wise though, I don't really think that the G8 is like an absolute beast when it sounds to sound quality, because I'm pretty sure there are other sources that sound maybe more engaging, like even like $100 dongle if you wanna use dongles. But that's what I can say. This one here is not really engaging. It's not so engaging when you use it for music, and that's me using the direct mode. Of course, you can use your EQ, you can use the SBX, you can adjust the settings to whatever you like. But if you wanna use purely direct mode just for music, I do think that this may sound a little bit unengaging for, you know, for some people who likes bass and a lot more fun. But if you're into like clean sounding, linear sounding, then this may be for you. So if you're a gamer and listen to music at the same time, I do think that the Sound Blaster G8 delivers. But then again, I don't really think that it excels in sound, but I do think that because of the functionality, all the connectivity options, I think this is very compelling in that regard, because I'm not sure if other products are able to do this. Maybe there are. So again, in my channel, I don't really review a lot of like DAC amp for gaming, but I do see myself using this when I get, you know, a speaker in the future or just headphones, because there's just too many options to do, and you know, it just declutters everything in your desk. You know, like everything you can connect it here. There's a mixer. I mean, like, look at other reviews. They may be reviewing it better than me. In my review here, I'm just talking about like how this would sound for people who enjoys music. I do think this is, you know, this is priced. How much are these though? I think $149. $150. This is not bad, you know, like a lot of connectivity. It sounds clean, it sounds neutral. I do think this is, yeah, this is great. Do I see myself using this? Yes, definitely. I will be using this in my desk because I'm planning to buy speakers in the future, and I'll connect the speaker in here. If you find this video helpful, you can consider liking, or you can ask me questions in the comments down below. Yeah, that's it. The Sound Blaster G8 by Creative. Is this a game changer? Maybe it is. Look out for other reviews, and I guess that's it for my review. I think this is a very solid product in its price range. Again, I don't really review stuff like this regularly in my channel, but if you're a gamer and you also think that audio is important for you, then maybe you can consider the Sound Blaster G8. I think it's very versatile, and I think it's hard to beat in its price point. See you.